and the impact on the Yoruba society. And we have to speak about this. For too long, we have not really addressed this. Now we're faced with a situation where we are hearing that they're going to be rationing. They're trying to make sure they don't even send some basic food amenities back down south, and they still want to have their cows, grazing on all our farm produce. Means that we will not have enough produce that we need. One of the first things that we need to do in our community right now is to encourage everybody to stop eating cow meat. Everyone must stop eating cow meat. And here are the reasons why. The more cows you eat, the more Fulani herders and with their AK-47, because you all know they walk around with knives and guns. They walk around with knives and guns. And that means that at any point, if you tell them to move off your land, they kill at will. And the federal government of Nigeria backs them. Even the Governor Bala Mohammed said that they have their support in everything they're doing. These are why we're saying we must stop eating cow meat in the whole of Yoruba Land. We literally must, because if we don't stop that, we are aiding in the killing of Yoruba people. Because for as long as we have the cows in our midst, they say, well, we are just grazing our cows. Then they walk around with the AK-47 and their knives. And we and our farmers are not given the same opportunities to protect or defend themselves. That's why we're talking about this. I'm going to play a short video. I know it's very, very, it's going to be very shocking. I just warn you before I play the video. The little thing I did, and just have a listen to it. And just watch. Right there. I want you to fix your eyes on that last shot. The last shot is very, very, very important, because that is from a gruesome killing. I've had to cover up so many parts of it, and you can see there's a big thing I've put in the middle just so I wouldn't show the real situation of things. The man that you see there is lying there lifeless. And that's because the Fulanis are saying that they want to come and graze their cows. And when farmers confront them and saying, you're destroying my crops, the next thing, they hack them to death. So what is the point of you buying cows when the same Fulani herdsman / terrorist will kill you in your own land? Even though they're destroying your own crop, the crop that you use, you will have to try and get to the market to sell to make some kind of money. Let's not forget, the federal government of Nigeria does not support farmers. To date, I have yet to see a farmer that has been compensated from the loss of his crop, destruction of his crop by the cattle of the cattle herder / terrorist. To date, if you know if you have found out one case, please share it. Let's know about it. Tell us the location, the area, the name of a farm, what year. Give us all that information. We'll happily share it. But as far as I have been checking extensively with quite a few people, I've been having discussions with people on ground. They've told me that not one farmer has been compensated, nor their family. Those that have been killed, their family have not been compensated. We're hearing that the Fulani herder are saying they want compensation because some of them were chased out of Shasha, and they were asking for something for 7.5 billion, something like that. The amount of lives that has been killed by the Fulani cattle herders is something that we need to actually address ourselves. We need to actually go, you know what are you saying? I'm actually, do you know what? I'm going to do this. As I'm saying that, I'm going to just do this. I want that to be playing in the ground. Sorry about that. 1 second. I'm just going to just, whoa. Okay, now I'm just going to leave that playing in the background. So it's going to be, there'll be no voice to it now. So, but you can just see the pictures. And the reason is because it's very important for us to understand what is happening. It's very, very important for us to grasp quite how bad this is. You know, you just eating, you might just think you're eating cow meat. But I want to hear two things that I want you to bear in mind with this cow meat that you're eating. Number one, the Fulani herder / terrorist, they don't eat cow meat. That's the first thing you need to know. Yes, they rear it, but they don't eat it. They don't eat it. Number two, up until 20, 30 years ago, cow meat was not what we ate in our Yoruba society. It wasn't. We ate goats, sheep, you know, those things like that. Cow meat wasn't a thing that we ate. It became a thing, like I said, 20, 30 years ago, thereabouts. It seems to be the thing they see as the height of you being opulence or whatever. But like I said, the point I made at the beginning, and the point is this: I said, the Fulani herdsmen / terrorists, they don't eat it. They eat something called kunu, you know. And we've all seen situations and videos where they've done all sorts with the cow, and that makes you. I think we need to start thinking about that fact. If they're not eating it and they're rearing it, how are you sure that what the cow is being fed is actually fit for human consumption? Bearing in mind that they're killing us every day, lifeless bodies, which is what you're seeing on the screen. You see they're killing all over the South every day. But yet the same people who are doing the killing are the ones that we're buying the cows from. And before anybody says, oh, but some of the kings have cows, where did the kings and all of those people, where did they get the cows from? From the Fulani. And who do they use to rear those cows? The same Fulani. So the problem is still very much the same. To stop the killings, first of all, to ensure that they don't have to be in our midst, we need to stop eating cow meat. We must stop eating cow meat. There are other kinds of meat you can eat. Like I've said, goat, sheep, you know, there are chicken. You don't have to eat cow meat. Let's, a rule of thumb, if you don't know what is being fed, well, I think you should consider not having it. Unless you've read, unless they've told you that this is what they've been feeding it and they've got pictures to back up that. But when they just tell you, oh, it's just cow meat, and just read it, just take it as that, I think you need to be very, very careful about that meat in that situation, because they don't have there are no health checks that they will go through. There are no, they will not follow the guidelines. And that's very, very important. And like I said, above all else, right now, the number of killings of Southerners, Igbos and Yorubas that have been going on in villages and towns, people have had to literally flee for their lives. They've had to flee for their lives because Fulani herdsmen / terrorists walking around with AK-47 and their knives have hacked people to death. In fact, in some cases, whole villages have been killed, and it's only a few days later that people have been able to get in and found out that they've killed, the whole village, and all for this idea that, oh, we want to eat cow meat. So cow meat is actually a danger to us. We need to put aside that need for cow meat. We need to save the lives of our people. Those who use it, and it should be obvious now that the excuse of being cow herders is being used to all too often harm Yoruba people in their own land, in their farm, rape their women, rape 75-year-old women. There's a man who's I did a video with Simon Ekpa, and there was a man, I was translating what he was saying, and I got emotional because the man was saying that he's known of several women in his own village that has been raped by 6 Fulani herdsmen who are young men. Some of those women have actually died on the spot, and they are cattle herders, where saying that they're herding cattle. So it is very important that every Yoruba in every community get this message. Stop eating cow meat. It is actually a danger to not only yourself, but your entire community. It literally is. And it is something that all of us must take heed of now. At this point, we need to make sure we can identify, if we stop eating the cow meat, that means that there is no need for the herders to be in our midst. They don't have to be in our midst. They will have to go somewhere else. And I urge every one of you watching this video, share it to family and friends. This young man that you see in the video that is here, I'm going to pause that for a second. Let me just bring it back. It'll come up in a minute. I'll show you. I'm just going to, when it comes to the place, I'll just, right. That is a young man. He had his whole future ahead of him. And what has happened is that the so-called herder/terrorist took his life. Now, because of you just wanting to eat cow meat, it makes it difficult for us to be able to actually push away the Fulani herdsmen, because they will say, we are just grazing our cows, whilst they're still carrying the AK-47 and the knives. And at any point, they can be violent. And as we all know, the police and the army, when they are taken to the court or to the police will hold them for an hour or two. They will get a call from the north, from Abuja, to free them, and nothing happens to them. There is a lot more to you just eating your cow. It has a huge impact on the lives of the people. Every time you eat meat, you are supporting terrorism against Yoruba people. Let me say that again slowly. Every time you eat cow meat, every time you eat the cow meat, you are supporting terrorism against Yoruba people, because that's what they're doing. Under the guise of being farmers and herdsmen, they carry AK-47s. And like I said, Governor Bala Mohammed had to come and say, oh, we didn't say that they can carry AK-47. But then he said, oh, that I will tell you something, but I won't tell you here. I will tell you later on. But I want you to know you have my full support. The full support he's talking about is for the Fulani cattle and Fulani herders and /terrorists. So exactly what steps are we taking? If our farmers are being killed every day by herders, and they're going into the farmer's crop, destroying it, and the farmer is saying, are you going to pay me back? And when he asks, they hack him to death. If the governor of Bauchi State, who's a Fulani man, is supporting cattle herders, I'm yet to see who of our Yoruba leaders are supporting our farmers. Who is supporting Yoruba farmers? Who is speaking up for them? Who is ensuring they're getting compensation? Who is ensuring that their lives are safe? Who is ensuring that the cattle herders never go near the farms? Because there's nobody else. The Fulani herders /terrorists get support from northern governors. in southern land, in southern territory. We don't see any Yoruba leaders supporting farmers in southern territory. Can you see that? Does that make sense to you, what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying to you, is it making sense? Let me just take this off 1 second, please. Is what I'm saying, does it make sense to you? I'm just going to say that again, in case. I want you to think about what I'm just saying. Now, think about this. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi said, yes, we are not telling everyone to walk around with AK-47, but I will not, there is something I will say, but I will not say it. I will say it later. But you have my full support. Now, I would like anybody to tell me which of the southern governors has supported southern farmers. That's the question I'm going to put on this video. Which of the southern governors has supported southern farmers? What we have is not herder farmer crisis. No. The herders don't come there by themselves. They are supported by the government. They are given AK-47. Their job is to take the land. It's about the Abuja Declaration. So once again, I'm asking the governors, the southern governors, what are you doing to support southern farmers? It's a simple question. This goes to every governor in the south, particularly the Yoruba ones, the Igbo ones too, but I'm focusing on the Yoruba ones. Akeredolu, what steps have you taken to ensure compensation is paid to the farmers' wives? The farmers have been killed. Seyi Makinde, what steps have you taken to ensure that the crops destroyed by the cattle herders, that they've been paid immediately? Sanwo-Olu, what steps have you taken? And the other 3 or 4 governors. So when you see Governor Bala speaking up for Fulani herders who are killing people in the south, you need to ask, we have got to ask ourselves, what are southern governors doing? Why are they not backing southern farmers in their own land? Why are they? Why aren't they? Why aren't they? That's why I'm saying, for us right now, since you can see that the state government, with the state chief security officer of each of the states have been silent, the best thing we can do as a group of people, Yoruba people, is to stop eating cow meat. When you stop eating cow meat in its totality, they have no reason for bringing the cows within our community, because they say they will rear it and then they will sell it to us. When we don't eat it, the cows don't need to be in our community. That will make us be able to identify who is coming in. When they are in our midst under the guise of selling cows, they are killing us. And the federal government is doing nothing. This is why stopping eating of cow meat is of extreme importance. Urgently, this has to happen like right now. From now on, nobody in all the 8 states, and I will read them out: Eko, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, Kogi, and Kwara. Those 8 states I've just mentioned. No one, I repeat, no one must buy cow meat. If you stop buying cow meat, they will have no reason to bring them into our Yoruba land. We can begin to address the situation. We can be able to monitor who's coming in and who's going out. It is of extreme importance. Stop eating cow meat. I'll play this again one more time with the volume on, and then I'll end the broadcast. We need to have a societal commitment to saving the lives of our people. Too many villages and cities and towns have been wiped out by the Fulani herdsmen with their guns and knives, with the support of the federal government, for us to continue to to close our eyes to this. It's time we woke up. Stop eating cow meat. Right. One more time. As ever, when you see this video, please share it, talk about it with friends, make them aware of the message, the reasons why we must stop eating cow meat. If we don't buy those cows, the Fulani herders will have no reason to be amongst us. We can be able to begin to monitor who comes in, who goes out. We should stop eating cow meat. The killings that the governors are failing to do anything about, we can do something about. By simply stop eating cow meat, we can begin to monitor our neighborhood better, know who comes in, who goes out, and we push away the Fulanis from our land. They've come into our midst and they're killing us with the support of the government, who are giving them AK-47 and knives. And we are left defenseless. Many of our farmers have had their guns taken away from them by the government. Go check it out. We need to take collective action together. This is the collective action for every Yoruba person. Calling all Yoruba person on ground right now. Stop eating cow meat. Please, when you get this podcast, share it to family and friends. The message is very important. If you stop eating the cow meat, there is no reason for the cow herders to come in our midst, in our own community. So stop eating cow meat. You will save a life when you stop eating cow meat. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share this podcast. Subscribe. I'm doing something here, and this is just to help. I have this product that I'm using, AG Sarah, and that product, it's a plant-based product. And what I've started using it myself. I've been using it since around about December time. I started using it, and I've been keeping notes. Now it's 1 sachet a day. You take a sachet a day. Yeah. So I take a sachet a day, and 1 in the morning I do, and that's what it is. And you just open it and pour it onto your tongue, and in the morning before anything else, and then you drink warm water with it. Now what I've done, as you all know, I've got chronic pain. So with the chronic pain, it made things really bad. And a friend of mine who also had issues, she said, "Oh, why don't you try this? This is what I use. I try and it helps me." And I thought, I tried everything else, CBD oil, everything else. It wasn't really, after a while, it wasn't really helping. So I used it. I started using this for about 2 months now. And I can see that it is helping. I'm not saying it stopped the pain totally, but it's made it manageable for me. It's more manageable. I'm still in chronic pain. I still can't walk far because of my chronic back pain. I've got metal plates in my back. So that is an issue. So I use a mobility scooter to get around if I have to walk far, but all that, I'm still doing this because I passionately believe in our nation. But this is something that it might be beneficial to people. And they sell this product all over the world. So if you're interested, do get in touch with Citizen AY. Leave a message in the comment box or inbox me on the number that you see there. WhatsApp me and talk to me about AG Sarah. And I can tell you how we can go about doing that. And that can be helpful. This is all to help. What I would actually like to say is that I recognize that we have our own products back home. What we need to do to be able to have safety and security to allow those things to flourish. And then we can promote it just like we're promoting this. Because they can only promote things like this from Malaysia and other countries because their country is very safe and secure. We don't have that in Nigeria, in that contraption called Nigeria, or in Yoruba Land. And this time, when we get Yoruba Land, we are going to provide conditions in which people, our local medicines will be sold around the world and promoted just like we're promoting this one. So, but in the meantime, please, if you're interested in this, if it can help you, it's meant to help with in terms of diabetes and other things as well. It's meant to help. I don't know, but I can only vouch for what I've done so far. If it resonates with you, please do share it. It's called AG Sarah. Get in touch. The number is on the screen. So there we have that done. What I want to say at this point is, please, Subscribe to us. Click on the button that you see on the screen, the red button on Citizen AY on YouTube. Go and do so now. I thank you all for joining me. Talk soon. Bye for now. Bye. Please donate to Yoruba Rescue Fund. It is time to build a great Yoruba nation.